Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're bringing you into gameplay. Sorry, I had to move that slightly out of the way.
I literally had a shadow on my face from it.
We are moving into gameplay number 2, which is actually when this game turns into a 2-player campaign game.
Yes, it sadly does mean I have to share some of the game time with you.
Over here on this kid's channel, we have gameplay number 1, which is going to be the prologue. Well, we're still in the prologue, in essence, but it's going to be the prologue to a single character. It's going to set up some of the conflict that's happening here. I'll have you recap that in just a moment.
Sure.
So swing over there to watch. It's about 45 minutes worth of story and exploration and combat.
It's going to be close to an hour. There's a lot of audio over there. It's about 35 to 40 minutes of gameplay and around 20 minutes or so of narration, which I do recommend listening to. It's good stuff.
So well done. And then here, we're swinging into the first time we've combined forces. We're going to start exploring forward. Neither of us know what is coming up, so it's going to be fun to see how this campaign evolves. By the way, that giant box that we had behind us is not finished size of the game. This is a prototype we're sitting here playing, and that box is going to be slightly bigger, with the caveat that it will still fit inside of a full Calyx cube. All the cube, possibly, but a cube nonetheless. One thing we do have to note that is the reason why we have a prototype in front of us, we're showing off more content on the game, we're sharing it with you, the audience, is because we've got about a 60-day window.
I think they're trying for a little more, but we're not sure exactly how long.
We'll see. By the time you're watching this, you probably have about a month, maybe a month and a half window for when this Pledge Manager starts to close, and the price post-Pledge Manager is going to go up. Just like a lot of these big box story adventure games, we're at the point now where they've, well, over the course of the last year and a half, have added continual amounts of content, making the box, the scale, what they're giving their fans, bigger. Which also means the price has to go up. At the moment, it's sitting at
$79.
$79. So you can get that giant box, everything we're showing off, including a ton of stuff, 5 whole chapters worth of exploration.
I just want to repeat that. It's a bigger box than Gloomhaven. 30 pounds roughly for $79.
Yeah. So link's going to be at the top of this video. We are not sponsored by the company in any form other than the fact that we get a chance to show off the prototype and let you know our thoughts on the game. And I've been excited about this since, when my channel launched, this was maybe a few months after my channel launched, this was on Kickstarter. And so I have been following along, excited to play, and bugging them for a while, and we actually have the chance to sit down. This is my genre of game.
Oh, I'm almost the opposite. I have a full video on my channel saying why I didn't pack this game, and they were nice enough to say, let's prove that guy wrong.
Yeah. Well,
so they headed down here.
In combination. Yes. They're proving you wrong, and they're making my dreams come true. So swing over to the link down below if you're at all interested in this. It will be the best price you're going to get for this, and that I think is undoubtedly just true. The price is going to, I believe, go up by about 50% when it comes to the retail market, just because of the size and scale. And games like this, sorry for going on and on, but games like this don't make it to small box stores or onto store shelves. They're just too big to...
It's a choice of that or like 17 copies of Ticket to Ride.
Yeah. So, and 17 copies of Ticket to Ride, they sell fast during Christmas. That being said, Alex, can you give me a recap of what's going on right now?
Sure, I'm going to give
let's swing
general
into,
recap, including 2 rule corrections as well. Now, the story parts I'm going to give you here are very...
I wasn't in that video, so...
Yeah, very, very loose story parts because, well, there's a lot of story to go through. But the general idea is the concept of stonebound in this game is the idea that you can become stonebound. You can become infused with these gems that give you powers or energies or something to who you are. We're still in the process of discovery, but we have this crew, these adventures. We had Grigory over here, Grigory who became stonebound while out on some sort of adventure with his troops, and he came back to the castle, and he chose to tell the king that he was stonebound, which is tricky because lots of people don't believe in the stonebound. They believe it's a myth, a folktale. That's just, it's like telling people you ran into the Loch Ness Monster. It's not a thing.
Even if they see proof of it, like you can display, they still think that you're a harlequin and you're trying to corrupt the, providence that you're in. And so I believe you're an outcast now?
We are an outcast. Now, to be fair, that might be as a result of a story choice we made. This is where you can have branching narratives to a degree.
Could have lied and stepped to the side a little bit, hands up.
But we have become an outcast, and on the way out of the castle, on the way of being sent out, with our last chance to gather supplies, we ran into, or Grigory, more specifically I, ran into Alec over here, who has also apparently been stonebound. You can find all that in the last 5 minutes of my video over on my channel, and that's where we are now. The two of us are adventuring out, rejects, outcasts, trying to figure out what to do next, and we'll figure it out together. As far as where we left off, 2 minor rule mistakes is purple chips. If you watched my combat, purple chips are going to be chips that cycle into the bag. I had temporarily discarded them. Didn't affect the end result, but just worth noting. And then additionally, I had one more mistake that I made. Now, that wasn't a mistake. I made another mistake that I can't remember. We'll come to it when I get to it. But either way, for this, we left off at the end where we're going to go ahead and I had just defeated an assassin who tried murdering me. You'd have to watch my video to find out why an assassin tried murdering me. But we're going to go ahead and get that 10 Lux Essence over here, which we're going to go ahead and up there, and 10 Sil as well.
Now, Sil is going to be the thing that you use to purchase new items, upgrade, and as you go out and harvest and collect resources, you're going to be able to bring it back and utilize that at town. Lux is actually going to be way more important to me with how this game starts to progress. You see, each one of our characters is going to play vastly different. It's asymmetric in how our characters progress, and there's a lot of characters you run across as you play the game. Right now, you're pretty much a straight-up brawler. Yeah. You've got fighting cards, they flip, you can kind of rally and ricochet and pull different chips from your bag in order to sort of buff your attack and defenses. I'm going to be sort of a magic wielder or a potion brewer.
Yeah,
I'm
much weaker on the defense, much weaker on the attack, but you've got a whole lot of potions that can help us survive.
I'm going to be a real strong support system for you, so it's sort of adding in a rogue.
You always have been, let's be honest.
Oh, no. All right. It's going to be adding in sort of a rogue into the equation here. So, that being said, for me to take the most advantage or the fullest advantage of my abilities,
let's go ahead and flip. Pass me that book over there.
I'm going to need to go ahead and spend
So what we're going to do is we're going to be going through this upgrade system where you can spend Lux on a variety of abilities. We're going to flip to Alex's page over here. There's going to be pages for all the characters.
So back in the day, during the Kickstarter running, they actually had an upgrade system that was like a 2-tier branching pathway, and one of the feedback that they've gotten over the years from the community was that they really wanted more variability and choice when it comes to that. Are you happy now? Let me just emphasize, this is a full spiderweb and network of upgrades and character abilities that start spawning and sequencing off of each other, and there's one in particular that I know I want to spend 10 Lux on.
Yeah, so we're going to have our options over here where you can buy these various green level items first, the level 1s, that's where we are, chapter 1. So you're going to go ahead and spend 10 Lux if you choose, and it's a shared pool. I could say no,
I'm spending your
Maybe
Lux.
I want to go ahead and get it. I want to get a
not.
+1 health chip in my
Not
bag.
interested in
Could
that.
be very useful, honestly. But either way, you're going to go ahead and grab your combine card. So we're going to get your combine card, which is going to be over here.
Now, how do I know I want this ability? Well, Combine is going to be triggering one of the core elements of my Potion Mastery. It's the first level of skill, and right here it reads, Trigger Empower, effect of 1 card. Or, if 2 potion cards are active, flip 1 non-active potion card. Yeah. So this is going to allow me to start doing a really cool sequencing puzzle where I start flipping and activating various types of potion front and back.
Yeah. You're an alchemist. Yeah. Not a rogue, an alchemist.
I'm mixing things together.
Yes.
Rogues have potion bottles, they just don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
We haven't discovered if I know how to use mine yet.
You may have noticed, by the way, that this board, this beautiful map is kind of covered. That's because this game is large. There are going to be up to 4 enemy boards, and honestly, the map, as pretty as it is, and it is pretty, mostly isn't necessary except for the small area you're in. And we're over here, so we're trying to fit it all on camera.
That's actually not entirely true.
Ooh, tell me why I'm wrong.
The map is incredibly necessary as the game starts to expand. It's going to be an open-world adventure game, and so
the whole map being visible.
You might be able to set the map off to the side, but you are going to be tracking all the different locations, items, events, and different spawns that you have. So, whereas Gloomhaven does 1 or 2 little pockets of side quests and adventures, this is actually going to have branching narrative pathways that really do start populating every region of the board, and after we get off the prologue, which is what we're playing now, this map opens up to the point where whether or not there's a quest in some of these regions, I could go explore the mountainside, hunt for beasts in certain regions, start taking notes on what I can find in different areas, and really start exploring the world as a hero, as opposed to, well, as an outcast, as opposed to specifically going down one narrative pathway. Which is cool. It's one of those little step-aside things that I think is going to make this game stand out in the world of adventure games.
Cool. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to start reading. Well, not reading. Actually, we already read. If you read at the end of my video, we just encountered each other, and now we're on the road, and we're about to have a... You're going to read? This is where I left off. We can start off where I left off.
We're going to start off where we left off?
This is the chapter where we just encountered one another.
You walk along the road to Fort Straw, pondering what your next move will be.
Should you try to persuade the guard to join you? Join you for what? To march on Silni and kill Temnota? Overthrow the king? You are ashamed of the thought as it crosses your mind. The truth is, you have no idea what to do next. You stop walking and close your eyes. Maybe the voice can tell you something. You take a deep breath and clear your mind. But before anything can happen, the sound of footsteps approaching from behind grabs your attention.
Captain Gregory, sir?
You turn to see Alec standing before you at full attention.
Alec, what are you doing here? You should be guarding the wall.
My shift was over and I was in the barracks when the rumors started pouring in. Captain Gregory has been exiled. Captain Gregory was seen fleeing the city.
Alec stops as he notices the dirt and blood staining your clothes.
Did you get in a fight? Captain, what's going on?
You look Alec up and down and sigh.
The rumors are true.
You can see that Alec is bursting with questions, but he lets the silence stretch out.
It's a long story.
You finally say, turning back to the road. Alec catches up to you and matches your stride.
I think I may understand more than you think.
Alec carefully reaches into his belt purse and pulls out a glowing stone.
Alec, are you?
Stonebound.
He finishes.
How? When?
A few weeks ago, I heard the voice and I became stonebound. I had a vision of a great valley where other stonebound were gathering, but I felt the voice telling me to wait for something. And then I saw you.
Alec pauses, waiting for you to take the lead.
Alec, I'm not sure what to tell you. I tried to
Carson. I only managed to get myself exiled. I'm headed to Fort Strauss for supplies, but after that I don't know where I'm headed. Well, Alec replies.
I mean, thank you. Thank you for reading that. Well, Alec replies, wherever it is, we'll go there
Together.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Beautiful.
That was a good moment.
Okay.
That is going to be foreteller audio, by the way. This is, I think, one of the biggest campaigns that the company has been working on for the past year or two.
Yeah.
And this proof of concept is what spawned the relationship, or the trust in the relationship, for something like Frosthaven, which is also currently in the works. That being said,
I'm going to need that book back, because that book's going to tell us where we are adventuring. And we are adventuring to Node 40. So, we want to move us to Node 40. Yep, we're going to head to 48. We're going to be moving to 40. And we're going to go ahead and draw from the adventure bag. Go ahead and draw one chip.
I love a good adventure.
Whoop! That's going to be a compass. We can choose to have an encounter, or we can just move on.
So if we choose to have an encounter, we'll probably face something like a bear or a hybrid, and those are going to be things that we can collect and gather resources for as we fight. What do you think? Do we want to show off against something, or do we want to keep the story going?
I don't know where the story goes, and I don't know if we have more encounters, so I think I'd like to see the combat of your character.
You want to go ahead and fight?
Yeah, now, because we got the compass, we can actually choose how difficult you want to get. Do you want to fight against 1, 2, or 3 people?
Let's do a single Bridguard Marauder.
Brigand Marauder. Brigand Marauder it is. We're going to be a level 1
Because this will be a
Marauder.
good chance. I've never played with my potion slot. It'll be a good chance to see how we operate together.
Honestly, if you've watched my video, then now's a good time to know that this is the part where I get to say, well, this will be easy.
Now, the other interesting thing is every time we defeat a certain set of creatures, we also get coin and lux, which is experience.
Well, that's the balance.
So there's an argument to be made that maybe you do want that extra health chip. What are we getting from this one? Are we allowed to see?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not thematic.
Okay.
You don't get a stat check.
I should know how much lux I get if I stab a brigand in the throat.
We're going to set his stats to as follows. 7 health. We have 2 of his stamina chips. We're going to throw that off to the side. We're going to have 1 defense and 1 of attack. Should be really easy to take down because there's 2 of us and there's 1 of him. And we are going to go ahead and enter combat, which means one of us can choose. You can put this back into the bag. One of us can choose to go first.
Okay. So, the possibilities, just so you're aware of what my character can do, because I know you know yours. I'm swinging in here with Alec. I have an iron sword, guard's tunic, regular health potion.
Yep.
Pretty standard. I think it's the same type of stuff you have, right?
Yep.
Overall. But then up here, I have a, so that I don't have a glare on it, I have a Cerulean elixir, which is going to allow to add me 1 attack or defense to Alec or ally's bag.
Yep.
I could gain a green cube.
That's a stamina.
Which
Another
is going to be a stamina check. Or I could gain a heart to my bag or your bag.
Yep.
So I could give you that buff you were looking for either way. I also have the ability to run my combine if I do my defense, plus a cube of any color. So if I activate that, that'll allow me to start using my special ability on each card and flipping them over, which is going to be the initial trigger of that.
Potentially. The flipping is actually going to be a little harder than you think it.
Is it going to be a little bit harder than I think at
Yes.
the moment?
Just the sheer amount of cubes you have, it's going to be a little harder to do at first.
Sure.
You can set it up, but it's going to require some work in this, at least until we upgrade.
And then what is this card here, the reinforcement card?
That's going to be the card you upgrade. That's going to be a stone-bound card, your ability, so to speak. You're going to activate this chip once per round whenever you want. Then it's going to cycle down to here. It's going to refresh and back to there.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit of a reset phase on that.
Okay. Let's get started.
Who's attacking first?
I'll let you do the first volley.
Cool. We're going to go ahead and reach into my bag, and I'm going to go ahead and go confidently through the sequence. Now, my bag does have some remnants of the last battle, which actually, speaking of which, I forgot to do that. I'm supposed to be clearing out one of the negative chips at the end of the scenario. We're supposed to remove all debuffs from my bag, so I should not have that there. And I'm going to go ahead and draw from the bag one chip, which can be a double sword, followed by another chip, a sword. So I'm drawing equal to this. We have the Brigand Marauder, who has only one defense, which means I should be able to just really smack him in the face a few times, which I think
Seems reasonable.
I think I like that idea. I'm going to go ahead and spend one over
Very
here.
smackable.
I'm going to smack that in the face, which means I'm going to be grabbing a green chip over here, green sword, and adding it to my bag for next round. That's going to be helpful there. And then I'm going to take my double sword and just go ahead and do 2 attacks against him, which means we're going to go ahead and trigger 2 strength 3 attacks against him. He has 1 armor, which means I'm doing 4 damage to him. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is going to be my sequence of attack. We're going to put this into my discard pile. I'm going to leave that here for right now. We'll trigger... Oh, I'm going to go ahead and attack all enemies for +1. I think that's the right move. I'm going to go ahead and attack all enemies for +1, which means I'm doing 4 damage to his 3, which means you're not really going to see much combat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the combat. I got a strong start before he could power up. You said one enemy. It's not my fault here. Anyways, we're going to go ahead.
I honestly thought, compared to your last campaigns, I honestly thought it'd be a little bit more challenging.
So, if you watched the first video, I walked into my first fight against the Brigand Marauder with him drawing a whole bunch of defense and just being able to just stay alive way too long.
You learned from that and you slit his throat immediately.
I mean, luck, but yeah, sure, that
as well.
Okay, I had the strongest possible draw I could for the first draw. I just drew all my attack right away.
Straight attack. Cool.
So, wait, we're not
Take
done
it.
yet. We're going to go ahead and gain the benefits of him, which is going to be 3 sil, so we're up to 16 sil, and 2 Lux Essence.
Only 2. Now, we typically will need 10, sometimes as much as 20 to go ahead and upgrade or buff our experience.
Yep.
Okay, well that was a successful encounter. Good job, Sender. Next time we'll fight all of them.
Well, the good news is I do know that I lied the first time. There's more combat.
No, I'm glad I learned how to fight.
We are going to continue with this book over here. We move the characters, once we move there, we move to node 48. That's where we're going to over there.
Triggering the storybook event.
Upon arrival at node 48, place Fort Straw's minimap on table and move characters Fort Straw's north gate. See what you're reading while I grab that?
Yeah, so each of these are going to zoom in. So, let's see here. Proceed to page 15 and read chapter 1.9.
We got our Fort Straw's minimap over here.
Okay.
Where are we going? The north gate, it said?
Going to the north gate. You could actually place it on top here if you wanted.
I could, but it's right over there
Scoot
for right
the
now.
Lux over and zoom into the board. Chapter 1.9, Fort Straw, Northgate, Alec. As you walk alongside the captain, you periodically glance over, trying to decipher what he's thinking. His face is an unreadable mask, but you can sense the determination emanating from
Each
him
step.
with each step.
You manage to keep mostly silent, allowing the captain space for his thoughts, and then suddenly you arrive. The high walls and towers of Fort Straws always managed to make you feel safe. Standing before them now, they seem cold and menacing. The usual hubbub surrounding the fort is gone now, replaced by icy silence. Grigory lets the silence stretch out before shouting,
"Open the gate! Would you have your captain stand out in the cold?"
A dark figure comes to stand above the gate, leering down at you.
Captain? That's an interesting thing to call yourself. I had a little bird tell me that you are captain no longer.
Akev. Then you also heard that the king is graciously allowing me to gather supplies before my exile.
That's Captain Akev to you. And yes, I will allow you to gather a few supplies. After all, I still know how to follow King's orders. I'll even let you bring your little friend.
As the gate cracks open, Captain Grigory speaks to you.
You're sure you want to cast your lot with me? There's no going back from here.
My lot is with the Stonebound, and that means you. This is bigger than even Isofar now.
Captain Grigory takes a look at you and nods before stepping through the gate.
Move characters to Fort Straw Courtyard, proceed to page 16, and read chapter 10.
As you pass through the gate, you are surprised to see the courtyard filled with what must have been every guard at the fort. They seem to be split into two groups, the larger group surrounding Captain Akov, facing down a much smaller group near the west gate, perhaps 20 guards. Akov locks eyes with you, only speaking when you are a few paces away.
Grigory, it's so good to see you again. Tell me, how has my son been doing under your command?
The sudden shift in tone throws you. Your thoughts flick back to Yuri, young and eager, and now stonebound.
Yuri is young, but he has a strong heart. With more experience, I believe he will make an excellent leader someday.
Akev sneers.
I must tell you, I'm glad that he won't be getting that experience from you. You see, you've always struck me as a bit dull.
At this, the guards behind Akev begin to chuckle.
I think my boy Yuri needs a strong hand to guide him now. Someone who isn't content to merely guard the borders.
Isofar is safe and prosperous. I do everything to ensure that it remains that way.
The Falmund threat has been hanging over our heads for generations. You were never willing to do what needed done. But I will end the threat once and for all.
You are speaking of war with Falmund? That is madness!
Well, Grigory, the secret to being a truly great leader just so happens to be a little bit of madness.
Akev smiles and turns to the guard nearest him.
Throw him his supplies and send him on his way. The good captain, ex-captain, is boring me.
The guard lobs a small pouch which you snatch out of air. You turn over the pouch, and a single gold coin falls into your palm.
For services rendered. Goodbye, Grigory. Don't forget to bring your pet soldier with you when you leave.
A shout bursts forth from the small group of guards clumped near the gate.
Grigory is the rightful captain!
Immediately, 200 swords are drawn and leveled at the rogue group of guards. You desperately try to intervene.
No, my friends! I am your captain no longer. King Karst himself has ordered it. The best thing you can do for Isofar now is to serve honorably under Akev.
Grigory. I just don't know what to do with you. Since I'm feeling generous today, I won't kill you and your little sycophants where you stand. Instead, I offer you my mercy.
As Akev speaks, he singles out the small group of rebel guards with a slow sweep of his sword.
You will join your precious captain in his exile. You will wander as outcasts in a foreign land until you die alone and forgotten. Your children will forget your faces. Your families will live in disgrace and curse your name, and your line will end. You will be erased from history. And if any of you are ever foolish enough to try and come back here, you and your entire family will be hauled to the nearest town square and slaughtered as a warning to those who would betray Isofar.
The only thing that softens the blow is the hope that there will be no bloodshed today. Rather than risking any further discussion with Akev, you simply turn to usher Alec and the new guards out of the gate. Something is off about Akev. You take a final look at him, but the person staring back at you is no longer the Akev you knew.
Move characters to node 63. We're going to be out of this gate.
I like the people that were like, we'll speak up a little bit. Oh, that was a bad decision.
Yeah. Okay, we are now on 63. Proceed to page 17 and read chapter 111.
Okay. Chapter 111. Coastal Rock, Alec. The mood is somber as you walk
the coastal road with your fellow exiles.
exiles.
Grigory thought it best to get as far away from Fort Strahd as possible before stopping to come up with a more permanent plan. You have taken the time to get to know some of the guards better. There are a few familiar faces in the group. Baron, who helps in the smithy sometimes. Kellen, an excellent swordsman. Danielle, always ready with a clever remark, but nice enough to get away with it. Other faces are familiar, but you can't place names with them. But there, speaking with Gregory, is a face you've never seen before. A new recruit, maybe? As you approach them, the new recruit turns and greets you.
Ah, welcome, Alec. It's nice to finally meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. Have we met before? I mean, no, I guess you just implied we haven't, but then, how do you know my name?
When you get around as much as I do, you get to know a lot of things. Rather than bore you with how I know your name, I should think you'd be more interested in where we go from here.
You look to Gregory.
What is he talking about, Captain? Who is this?
I think it best if you just show him what you showed me.
Very well.
He stoops down and plucks an ordinary stone off the ground and holds it before you. Slowly, the stone begins to change before your eyes. A faint light emanates from the center of the stone, building in intensity until you are forced to shield your eyes. There is a sudden flash of light that pierces your eyelids, and then it's over. When you open your eyes, a steadily glowing speaking stone rests in the man's hands.
It's a speaking stone! But how did you know it was there?
It wasn't there. The stones appear when there is a need.
The man pauses before continuing.
You have heard the voice speaking to you from the stones, yes?
Yes?
No need to fear, Alec. I am an emissary for the one behind that voice.
The man pauses, allowing the words to sink in. The sudden realization of the man's importance slams into you. Now that you are aware, you can sense the power flowing from him. You awkwardly stumble, simultaneously trying to bow and shake his hand. Failing both, you manage to ask,
Sire, what do we call you?
I am no king, merely a guide.
The man raises his gaze, and you realize that everyone has stopped speaking and all eyes are locked on the stranger.
You may call me Dunamis. I have been sent to you because the need is great. There is a darkness that has long plagued the edges of this world. You have seen its effects in men like Captain Akev, but this is just the beginning. This darkness, Tenebris, is no longer content to hide in the shadows. It has chosen this time to strike out at all of Telios. Its goal is to bring every man, woman, child, and beast under its sway. But you have access to a greater power. In time, you will learn to use this power to its full potential. Follow me, and I promise you will not meet the shadow unprepared.
Place a narrative chip on node 102. Where's 102? It's going to be down here underneath you. You're going to have to move your board. Yep. It's going to be 102. Okay, we might want to reposition this a bit. Okay, yep, okay. Node 2. Begin exploration phase. Upon arrival at node 102, place Fort Istra minimap on table and move characters to Fort Istra North. Proceed to page 19 and read chapter 2.1. So, we're going to go ahead and grab Fort Istra. So, let's see, one second. So we have Fort Istra, we have Riba, we have Razdor, Ice Caves, Frozen Waste, Vuno, the Circle Steep, Stropha, Fort Istra. Where's Fort Istra? One second. Upon arrival, node 102, place Fort Istra minimap. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this one. This is going to be the modular minimap that has upgradable slots and locations.
I believe we don't have any of those upgrades
No, I don't think
yet.
so.
We have to move them to the north gate and proceed to page 19 and read chapter 2.1. The exploration phase now uses enemy index 2, which means we are beginning chapter 2.
Exploration phase begins.
Yes. Now we might want to move this a drop over until at least
We can
hit
see
combat.
the roads that we can take.
Basically.
So here's what's happening from this point on. Technically, the tutorial's over, and we are supposed to come down here to the camp. Now, there is only one core objective, which is our home base, but we're journeying across the land, And throughout this process, we could stop in cities, go on adventures. There may be story nodes that are pulled from the book that trigger other events that happen. We basically need to work our way down here. Now, the question for us, and we're not going to go to Chapter 2 yet, but we are going to show you a little bit more of the exploration phase so you can get a sense of what's happening here. What we need to decide is what type of pathway do we want to head down in order to get.
You're going to need to show that board over there, because we could try to head through the town, which might
got
be the
Mir
fastest
and
way.
Riba here.
I like the idea of going through Mir. I don't know why. I like the idea.
So it'd be 2 locations, then we'd be in the town of Mir.
Yep, and we'd be slowly heading our way down there.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
All right, let's head in that direction.
Let's go ahead and do it. Fine. So we're going to go ahead and head down to 59. Go ahead and grab from the bag. Do I have my little book of bags and secrets and stuff? Okay.
Yep. So we're leaving down to 59?
Yes.
As we leave the gate?
Yep.
Okay. We pulled
The 3 skulls. So 59 actually doesn't have, my bad, 59 is still in town. We don't draw an exploration.
So
ticket.
62.
We go down to 62. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Draw a
Still
thing.
3 skulls.
Still doing the 3 skulls. Plain Strider and a Clayhorn. Okay, we're going to be doing 2 Clayhorns. Okay, so we're going to need another enemy board. Which
Do I
means,
drop that back in here?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to need another enemy board, which means we're going to temporarily put this out of the way while we go ahead and have this over here. Okay. And we're going to be drawing 2 Clayhorns. Where were we? 62 is going to be 2 Clayhorns and a Plain Strider. Okay. So the Clayhorns are over here. And the Clayhorns are going to be level 1. So we have 1 Clayhorn. And, well, is it 1 Clayhorn? It must be 1 Clayhorn because there's not another one. So I'm going to assume that's 1 Clayhorn then. 1 Clayhorn, we don't need this then in the end. And then we're going to draw a Plain Strider. Oh, that's 1, 2, and 3. That's the number. It's just the number of the person. Plain Strider. Okay, Plain Strider is going to be over here.
And each one of these enemies have their own sequenced AI deck, right?
They do indeed. So we're going to go ahead and remove the ones that we're not playing with, which are going to be over there. We're going to shuffle that in a second. Move this over here. And that's going to be the Plain Strider. And we're going to set their health and stats accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and put this down over here, 10 and 2, like so. We're going to grab the 2 stamina chips, and we're going to set 2 and 2 for the Plain Strider. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the Clayhorn, other way around, for the Plain Strider. We're going to go ahead and give it 7 health, so that's a nice weak one over there. 2 damage, and 1 shield. So now it's a question of how we choose to take these out as we go through our combat with them. Are you ready, sir?
If you just drew up the same as you did the first time,
Excellent.
That's
the plan. I
agree.
agree.
Fine.
I agree. I should actually be returning this to my bag from last time, and I'll go ahead with exactly that strategy, drawing the best chips possible. Okay. We're going to go ahead and draw chip number 1, followed by chip number 2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and once per turn, I can mulligan once, so I'm going to return this to the bag, and I'm going to go ahead and draw this. So we got 2 of those. So we're going to go ahead and start with a add 1 to Gregory's bag. I'm going to add one of these to my bag.
Green
It's
attack
going to cost me 1 stamina. I'm going to go ahead and execute this where I attack all enemies for +1 attack.
Not too bad.
So I'm going to be doing 4 damage to both enemies. We're going to have 1 shield over here, so go 1, 2, 3. And he has 2 shields, so he's going to go 1, 2. Then we're going to go ahead and use this for a basic attack. I think we just take out the Plain Strider and take him out of the battle quickly.
How much health did he have?
The Plain Strider had 7 health.
No, the other guy.
He has 10 health.
12. Okay.
He had 12.
10
He's
left.
10. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, I mean, why not?
I'm gonna go ahead and attack this one. So
You
number
are
2,
brutal,
1,
though.
2. That's the goal. The
You
goal
just
is
literally
brutality.
one like giant
Right.
metal
Oh,
sword just
yeah. And this, and then go ahead and your turn.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. So if I use my reinforcement gem, I can attack one enemy for
+1 strength.
for +1 strength. So I'm gonna activate that.
Yeah.
And what does that do?
You're gonna basically look at your strength stat, which is currently 2. You're
Yep.
gonna now have a strength of 3, which means you would do 2 damage.
Do 2 damage. So
Yeah.
let me go ahead and pop the Strider
Boom.
up there.
Strider's gone. That was quick. Wait, no, you did a strength 3. He had 1 shield. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, should be a total of 2 coming in.
That was beautiful.
Okay, now I'm drawing chips in order to go ahead and resolve up to my...
Yeah. Technically, you should be doing that first, by the way. But
I didn't.
Yeah.
I got a defense chip and an attack chip. Now, that would allow me to activate to place a green, or I could activate each one of my other potions at the moment.
you can also activate your combine.
I was just looking at that. Now, what am I spending when I activate my combine?
You'd again be spending 1 shield and 1 stamina chip.
1 stamina chip.
Well, stamina cube.
Okay. Let's see here. I think I think I'm going to start by activating this. Crimson Tonic, I'm going to add a health chip to your bag.
Ooh, you're such a pretty person. It's going to be a green health chip, right?
Yep. Is it green?
I believe so. They're generally green.
Okay. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and activate the Combine here. Trigger and Power, effect of one card.
You have this on you, by the way, because you attacked most recently.
Yeah. Trigger the power effect of one card if 2 potion cards are active. So I'm going to do the Empower effect of... Do you have any
I don't have any
bad
negative
chips?
status effects.
So I'm going to give you 1 green chip.
1 green cube. You're a gentleman. So I have extra stamina for next round.
Yep. I think that's it. I think I'm just buffing you. And nothing rotates, nothing flips, right? Does this trigger a flip of that card?
That will trigger a flip because you activated it, yes.
Of this
no,
one?
No.
Of this
just,
one
just
specific.
wait a second. All right, cool. We're done with this. This has been activated. This has been activated. We're going to leave those as so. And now we're going to go through the enemy sequence, where the enemy is going to start by drawing a card. And it's going to be all enemies. That just seems offensive. Attack target.
The body twitches.
Yes. Okay. Attack target. We're going to do Earth Shake, which is going to cost 1 stamina. Add 1 star to target's bags. I don't know what the stars do. I'm going to have to find that out shortly enough. It's going to be a star, which is going to be here. So we add 1 star to each of our bags. And then he does Rush for a second ability, which is going to be +1 attack to his basic attack, which means 3 damage attack to us, where I have 2 shields, so I will take 1 hit. And you, sir, have 1 shield, so you'll take 2 damage.
Okay.
Yep. And that's going to be his action. And then he's going to go ahead and end his turn, which means we're going to go ahead and now, at this point, at the end of turn cleanup, you put both chips in your discard pile. That's going to be your over there. You're going to flip the card that has the flip icon on it.
It's going to move over into Rima Blade.
Yeah.
Sword. If 1 P or S is active.
It's going to be the P or S, yep.
Okay. Attack 1 enemy for 2+ strength. If both are active, attack all enemies for 1+ strength. That's actually kind of good.
So if you combine having different status effects of spells, you can be more...
I'm like imbuing my sword.
A little alchemist person.
I like that.
I'm going to go ahead and toss this over here, and I'm going to flip this to the reverse side. Now we're both going to take our chips and move our little gems, our stonebound, to our refresh slots.
Ooh.
Okay. From there, we're going to go ahead and cycle you down and back up.
Can you eventually just have a whole stack of stonebound?
In theory, maybe. I don't know. I haven't played that far.
They've given us a lot of spot to like start.
Well, that's primarily because this is card 4. If you had a stonebound card in card 6, it's to track which stonebound and which card.
I hear.
Yeah.
I hear. I still want all of the chips.
Do you want to go first?
I don't mind going first.
Yep.
Okay. Drawing 2. Stamina's refreshed. I got the star.
I should look up what the star does because we haven't had that happen yet.
While you do that... Now, does active mean that it's face up or that I used it?
Active means that... Which one? What are you talking about?
If 1 P or S is active.
Active means that you have a chip on it.
But I don't have a chip on any of them.
Red, stun chip. Does not count against the draw. Added from character or ability abilities. When drawn or placed, all green AP is immediately exhausted. So basically, yeah, I would lose my green AP.
Yep.
The good news is it's going to leave your bag at the end of the round.
It's annoying. Okay, so this is going to leave at the end of the round. I then am going to go ahead and do this.
Okay.
I'm going to... I wonder, with my Empower ability, did I need to have activated the thing that I was empowering?
Doesn't specify. It doesn't say so.
Specify.
Doesn't say so.
Okay.
Empower is listed over here from one of his potion ability cards. Doesn't have to be active.
Okay. So I'm going to pop up here. I'm going to go ahead and gain myself a green chip, please. Okay. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and activate this then, which is going to allow me to attack an enemy for +2 strength, giving you 4 strength total, punching against this creature.
So 4 strength negated by his 2 brings him down to 8.
We're getting there.
Okay.
This goes... Do these... We don't refresh at the moment,
not yet,
right?
Not
this
yet.
is just drawn at the moment.
Yeah, that's at the end of the round. We're going to go through the cleanup phase.
Okay.
You use 2 stamina to go ahead and do those. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw some chips. Now, I have 3 stamina, so I can draw 3 chips. I'm going to start one at a time. 1 does not count against my draw. 2 does not count. Well, that does count against my draw.
100% gonna...
3.
Whoa!
That is a fun chip, and I'm going to lose it at the end of the round, which is unfortunate. That can be +1 strength to all my attacks, and 4. None of those count against me,
This is
by the
just
way.
great.
No, because I'm losing my whole bag for the future. Basically, green chips don't count against your stamina.
I hear.
Okay, and then we have this one, which is going to
of
remove
course.
this. That's fine. That's perfect. It removes the stamina. It means I can't spend it, unfortunately.
Well, that's the disappointing part.
Yeah, that is the disappointing part. But at least it didn't. At least it's gone now. Well, technically it's in play. We'll go through it later. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and have the following. So I'm going to cash in this to gain my health back. We're going to go ahead and put this. Well, we'll leave it over here for right now. We'll come back in a second. And then I have +1 damage for everything I do this round. I'm going to bump that up for a second. I'll reset it shortly. Now that could be very helpful because I could go ahead. If I combine these two, I would attack him for 6 right now, which would not be enough to kill him. But he has 2 defense. I don't love it.
Is your rune is
But I could chain it. I could chain it, but no, I can't do enough there. While active, +1 defense, add a thing to your bag. These are all interesting decisions to make. But if I just do 2 basic attacks, I'd hit him twice. It's not going to be enough to kill him. I think I am going to go ahead and do this ability over here. So I'm going to pay in both of these to trigger this, where I'm going to attack him for +2. So I'm attacking him for 6. Negated by his 2 is 4. So he goes down to 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and trade in the shield to do... Oh, I can't because I only have 2 stamina. So these go down here. And that shield is wasted, unfortunately. So, once per turn. Once per turn you may mulligan once. I'm going to add this to the bag and try to draw something else out. We're going to have a shield again. Doesn't matter. Alright, cool. It is what it is. That's going to be that. And then we're going to go to his turn. And we'll resolve end of turn cleanup steps shortly. So, his turn. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to reset this down. And he's going to go ahead and attack. Highest shield. That's going to be me. I have 2 to your 1. Attack target. Impaling horn. +2 attack. So he's going to be a 4 strength attack, ignoring my shields. That was not pleasant. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then he's going to end his turn. Nice. So now we go through the cleanup. Your red chip. Pass me your red chip. You're going to flip your spell card, your combine, your Rima Blade, because you've activated it.
Yeah, it does have a flip.
And then you're going to put both your chips into your pile over there. Yep. No. Is your bag empty? Yeah. Then put all of the chips in the bag.
All of them?
Yep. And then when you reset your bag when you're going to draw. And this goes to the 4 over there. Mine's going to shift over here. I'm going to remove all temporary chips from the situation here.
So like a classic deck builder, you got to draw through your whole deck.
Yep. And this goes over here. This cycles over to the reverse side. And then I get to draw some...
This is yours. You attacked last.
I did attack last. Yes, that is mine. This goes away, unfortunately, which is the same because I like it. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle up.
So, do you have any more bonus green chips in your bag?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him.
So you want to put chips in my bag?
I was thinking about it, but I don't know if it helps, because it just might dilute your bag a little bit.
Not if it's a green chip.
What if
green chips don't count against my draw?
They don't count against your draw, but you also don't need them.
Maybe. Maybe I do need them.
You actually do need health. Okay, I'll go ahead and go first. I'll draw up. I can draw 3. One more. Can I activate the same potion multiple times or no?
Nope.
Go ahead and take yourself a... and this goes down here, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and take yourself a potion, a red, or a green-red. Go ahead and give yourself another green-red.
Another green-red?
No,
okay.
one for both of us.
Empower effect of 1 card? Which one?
Well, for both of us. This one right here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Then with this final sword, can I just do a classic attack?
Can you do a classic attack?
Yeah, is that possible?
Yeah.
I'm able to do this.
But it won't do anything because your 2 strength against his 2 shield won't do anything.
But this attack one enemy for +1 strength.
That will do something.
So that would be 1 damage.
That would be 1 damage.
But my classic attack still wouldn't help.
But while active, you have +1 defense, which is helpful.
While active, I have +1 defense. So this last chip's just going to be wasted.
It can be wasted. Yeah.
All right. That's all right.
Okay.
Your turn.
And then we're going to go ahead and... Well, also keep in mind, you use 2 stamina anyway, so that's going to be that there.
Yep.
My turn, I'm going to go ahead and draw some chips. I'm going to draw 1, which is going to be a double sword.
You should be able to take it out.
And then we're going to have 2, which is going to be that, which means that makes it even more likely I can take it out. And then that, which means I gain a health. And then that, which means nothing. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that, which I'm skipping the sequence.
After the battle, is your health reset or no?
It does not.
Okay, so getting you health is not bad.
Getting health is very helpful. I'm going to go ahead, and if I attack, let me just keep it simple, because if I attack, each of my attacks is currently 3, which is not enough. It is enough to kill him. I can just go attack, attack, attack. I don't need to do anything complicated. I'm going to do attack, attack, attack. That's going to be 3. Each of my attacks does 3 damage. With those 3 damage negated by 2 is 1. Each attack is going to do 1 damage, which is 1, 2, 3, which means we have successfully defeated him, and he is now dead.
Okay, let's flip him over.
Okay, we're going to flip him over, and we have the following. We have 4 Lux Essence. And we have
rough leather. So rough leather is going to be one of the various ingredients you get. Now, one of the things I think is cool is they've taken the Kingdom Death, go out and harvest resources from creatures.
Let's check what we haven't here before.
And nuanced it down to single battle encounters like this. So we're getting rough leather from both of them, and that's going to be one of the things that you bring back to a blacksmith, and he crafts into a superpowered weapon. Now, the thing I find cool in this is because in KDM you pick from a random stack of cards, comparing it up and taking basic resources, and then mixing and matching. While each creature does have its own customized deck, you are hunting the same 4 or so creatures. This dilutes that a little bit. Simpler battles don't take quite as long, but you can actually go out into the wilds and hunt for the resources you need. Like, you need an oxen horde or a golden fish scale. Like, there's much more.
Give us the 2 Lux Essence.
I gave you... We're up to 10 if you'd like to upgrade.
Let's hold off on that for a second. Okay, we're going to go ahead there. And that's going to be our next battle. We're now at phase 62. Are we going onwards?
So we
We're
were
at
headed.
62.
Yeah, we were headed down here. We've got 67 and we've got 70. I say we try to make it to town at least.
Maybe spend some money and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and do 67. So, move to 67, draw a chip from the exploration bag. That's going to be the blue bag.
67. Would you like to draw this chip?
Ooh, I definitely
Last time
did.
it didn't work so well.
It worked beautifully. We got a ton of goods for the
You're
enemies.
not wrong.
Got 1 skull. So level
skull.
1 attack.
Simple.
Let's go ahead and clear these out of the way first. Okay. Let me go ahead and put that over here. And then this, just getting rid of those enemies over there. And then we are going to do 67, which is going to be a single plains strider. So we're just going to be fighting a single plains strider. I'm pretty sure I know how this battle's going to go, Jesse. Because we just...
Oh no. Oh no, we just killed this thing.
We just killed this thing.
We just ripped its head off.
This is good, though. This is an opportunity for you to start the round and start leveling us up with getting some good positive chips in our bag for the next battle.
Okay.
Watch me be superly overconfident.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about this, question mark?
I've had a good feeling about battles before, and they had a tendency to...
These
not necessarily-
minis are so fragile, but so awesome.
Yes. Well, just to be clear, these are not final production
No,
copies.
these are the wax resin prototype
Yeah,
copies.
'cause don't clarify that. Like, 4 people who previously went ahead and backed it are like, whoa, I want my $700 back.
Fragile miniatures? What do you mean?
Okay, do you want to go first?
I would like to go first because I'm not going to have a turn if I don't go first. Does my deck reset at all?
Does your deck reset? Yeah, they all should go back in the bag. And, yeah, perfect.
Are my gems back?
Your gem can go back, yeah.
Okay. Health does not reset, though.
Correct.
And this goes away, I assume.
Correct.
Stamina gone. Okay, let's go ahead and draw 2 stamina chips, 1 health chip, which is not going to count against my attack, 1 purple sword chip, so I'm going to go ahead and gain
This, by the way,
health.
this should not be... You got rid of it. Perfect.
I'll
Okay.
give this back to you. This... What do I want to activate? I'm going to activate Combine to give you a red health chip.
Okay.
Well, a green health chip, I suppose. And then my sword and shield, I'm going to attack with a +1.
Okay.
Should knock it by, it has what, 1 defense?
It's 1 defense. You can knock
Knock
it by
2. And then I'm going to go ahead and do... I'm going to do this one here. And this is going to add an additional sword to your bag.
Ew, fun. I just like the constant buffing up. I like the idea of walking to battle and slaughtering these things. It is kind of fun. Ready? My turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 chips in the bag.
Green, green, green.
Yep, we're going to have 1.
Not quite.
2.
There we are.
3. Okay.
Murder?
So, we're going to go ahead. If we did 2 murderings, 2 murderings would be, I have 3 damage over here. Actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put these 2 over here to add a negative buff to the enemy. So I'm going to lower your defense, the enemy defense. There we go. So he now has 0 defense. And then I'm going to, with this chip over here, attack him for 3, which is going to be, well, directly 3. 1, 2, 3.
And
then
crystal.
activate my cross slash, and boom.
What are we doing?
We're slaughtering the enemy.
I mean, I get that at the very beginning, these first scenarios are customized to make you...
in my mind, I'm back in Guild Wars. Guild Wars, by the way, is an amazing game that's never took off the way it should have. But I'm back in Guild Wars, and yes, you have those fights where you have to tactically plan X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're just slaughtering a chicken that walked across your pathway.
Sometimes you're just having fun killing things.
2 Lux Essence. We're going to slide that up, and prepping up to level up. You know, all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and grab from the harvesting, from the enemy goods, I need to grab the rough leather 3. See, the thing is, you have these little numbers in the corner that indicate how much you can hold. So I'm now up to 3 rough leather that we're holding on to.
And let's go ahead and move down to point number 70.
Which means we are in Mir. What is
We're
it?
in a town. Mira.
The town of Mir. Okay.
You find yourself in the
Mir.
town of Mir. A long forgotten... Oh, also find out how much juice we get from this guy.
Juice, what do you mean?
Should get 2, I believe.
I did already.
Oh, you already did it? Okay. So, we just got into the town of Mir. Now, at the moment, our only current story cube is going to be down here at the fort.
Yes.
So we don't actually trigger anything when we come into town. Right now, we're working on gaining experience.
We can go to marketplaces, we can rest. All those things will cost money that we're not yet prepped to have.
We're gaining experience in buffing, but there's 2 things that we can do. First off, can I have the blacksmith?
Yes.
I don't think we're going to be able to get anything at the moment, because I don't think we've actually fought enough creatures. But if you look through here, you can actually see that every single store is going to have their own crafting recipes, gear, and items that you can get. And something like this, the woven spine armor, which is something I want to get personally, because you can be a porcupine, you need an iron ore, 2 rough leather, which we have,
that.
and 6 spines. Now, if I was going to try to purchase
And
those
25
spines...
gold.
And 25 gold. Now, if I was going to try to purchase those spines, there's actually the Mirror Market Square as well. This will allow me to buy those spines... this will not allow me to buy those spines. This will allow me to sell spines for 30 and sell rough leather for 8 apiece. So I could do something like sell, go over to a different location to buy spines, back and forth, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Or get a claw, which I know is used to craft one of the weapons that we're able to make. Right now, the math is not on our side. We're not actually able to craft anything.
We've only had like 2 or 3 combats, so if you count the first scenario, like
But
4
the
or 5
decision point
combats.
right now would be determining if we want to continue going out and fighting, move down to the next story event, deciding if we want to upgrade. So that's what we can do in town at the moment until more story events spawn. There is one last thing, though, that we're able to do. If you could hand me the character upgrade booklet, we're at a position where we fought enough that we can actually upgrade you with your Lux or me with my ability.
Yes.
So let's take a look at that. We'll wrap off by leveling up to the next level. And then in the next video, we'll be progressing forward to scenario in Chapter 2. Now, for the record, if you made it to this point, you need to make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, comment on both of our videos. Really, demand is going to dictate how much we're allowed to show you before everything shows up. If the publisher sees a ton of people liking the gameplays, he'll let us play more. That's the rule, basically. Because he doesn't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking?
Right now, we only have 10 Lux, I believe it is, maybe 12 Lux.
It's enough to upgrade one of us, I believe.
So I can either add some chips to my bag, I can add sword chips or shield chips to my bag, I can add health chips to my bag. Alternatively, on your end over there, you're on the next page over here, you can as well try to upgrade you with more swords or more shields.
Now, when we get to Chapter 2, I'd be able to do a little bit more customization when it comes to the runes and the abilities I have.
Chapter 2 is really where you have more. Honestly, I kind of want to save up a little bit to get more of the fun stuff. Because like those ships are helpful, they're nice little tweaks to our bag, but I kind of want to save a bit.
You want to save personally?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a progression system. I'll have to spread out first, anyways. But
I was thinking of adding that health chip to your bag just because you're the beefy person. But that would be one of the health chips that's taken away from your draw, right?
Correct.
So at the moment,
I'm not sure. I've double checking that.
So at the moment, maybe it isn't. Maybe you're right. Maybe we pause. Maybe we keep fighting, upgrade, get a piece of armor, and then make our way down to the next story event.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is where we're going to leave it. We've had a chance to show off some of the narrative, some of the story, work together as 2 characters. I actually liked how we integrated quite a bit with me being able to buff you and support. I played very differently, but I still felt like I could do damage.
And it's true across all the campaigns they have. They have pairings of different characters, and they all play differently. Every character has their own style and feel to it. Something I didn't truly appreciate until we pulled out Alec, and I was like, totally different sequence.
Different. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first sneak peek at Isofarian Guard. This is, this is gameplay. We'll see you next time. Yeah. Thanks.